Hello malt mates, I'm Ralphie and the Bothy, bringing you a brief seasonal review. I do these styles of reviews November, December because this is the time of year that many whisky enthusiasts who are just occasional buyers or buying gifts for people who are whisky enthusiasts are out spending some money. It is pretty self-evident actually that the months of November and December are by far the busiest time of year for selling Scotch whisky, and so much so that it can be up to 25% of a brand's annual sales happens within 1 or 2 months, usually about 5 or 6 weeks. So what I'm going to do is recommend 3 great blended whiskies for you, 2 of which are blended Scotch and 1 is a blended malt. Now there's a difference. With the blended malts, it's exclusively a blend of single malt Scotch whisky from pot stills. But with traditional style blended Scotch, you have the combination of 1 or more single malts from a pot still combined with column still mixed mash bill grain whisky, which must be made in Scotland to qualify as Scotch whisky constituent. Look at me, my fancy words, constituent. Anything that goes into Scotch whisky must be made in Scotland, apart from the cask influence, because that comes from all over the world. So let's introduce the first one. It's not widely available, but it is certainly worth looking out for in your travels. This is Thompson Brothers 6-year-old blended Scotch whisky. It's bottled at 46%. It is very tasty, it's really quite traditional, and it's inexpensive. A single malt drinker getting a blended Scotch is initially going to be concerned that they're going to get something inferior, because there's plenty of inferior blended Scotch whisky out there to choose from. Why? Because primarily it's a blending spirit, a blending into Coca-Cola, blending with ice, blending with ginger beer, tonic water, orange juice. Take your pick. Could I just say for the record, I very rarely drink whisky that's not actually straight and in the glass with a drop of water. I think it's utterly pointless. The next one is called Maclean's Nose. It is a combination, a blend of 2 malt distillery products, Ardnamurchan and Glen Scotia. And then there's a small proportion, just like the Thompson Brothers, quite a small proportion of column still grain whisky that's added. The quality is excellent, the price is excellent. These whiskies are roughly the same price as you'll pay for Johnnie Walker Black Label, which is far more available, far more identifiable, but these, I'm just telling you, are far superior in flavour to Johnnie Walker Black Label. I've tasted it recently. It's not a patch on what it used to be. Take it from me, I know about these things. Finally, a blended malt. It's called Campbeltown Loch, and rather like the Thompson Brothers at 46% and the Maclean's Nose blended Scotch at 46%, this too is at 46%. For the simple reason, when you're getting whisky at 40%, you're just getting less whisky and more water. It's what it is. And 40% is the bare legal minimum that you can bottle Scotch whisky in all its forms, unless it's turned into a spirit drink or a liqueur. There you go, bit of the knowledge. Campbeltown Blended Loch is a blend of single malts from more than 1 distillery in Campbeltown. You may be interested to know that all 3 of these whiskies have featured prominently in the 2023 Online Scotch Whisky Awards. You'll find a link in the description box down below. And it's not just me that's suggesting these to you. When you look at the Online Scotch Whisky Awards, you'll see through democratic vote, a global whisky audience has voted these whiskies either a winner in their category or a very strong contender to be winner in the category. So there's a consensus of opinion here. Any one of these bottles, you cannot go wrong. As regards the price point, you will probably find that the prices now are the cheapest you're ever going to see, so long as you shop around and avoid the tourist trap shops or your local liquor stores if you happen to be in America, where there is a culture of price hiking and ripping people off because it's considered normal. See you soon.